Welcome to OState Daily. Casey Porter here. So glad that you decided to tune in. Fans, today we have a very special guest. Josh Holliday, the Oklahoma State baseball coach, joins for, I think, the third time now. But Josh, always an honor and a pleasure to get to speak with you.
You bet.
Not the weekend you hope for in Kansas. Kansas is very good this year. Plus, they're just kind of hot right now. They kind of have that momentum to them. So talk about last weekend.
Yeah, it was an interesting trip to Lawrence. They have done a nice job with their ball club for sure. Coach Fitzgerald's a friend, and I knew he would do good things there. Interesting dynamic. We faced a real ace in Dominic Vogeli in game one. Harrison kept us in the game, gave us a shot. We just really couldn't solve him. He stayed in there for 7+. I think he pitched into the 8th before we were able to get his pitch count up enough to dump him. But game one, we matched up with a guy that had quite a mix. He was a fastball in the mid-90s, changeup and slider. He pitched a heck of a game, and we weren't quite up to the task of kind of breaking him soon enough. And that was a tough way to start the series. You know, game two was quite a game. It was a battle, and we had found a way to kind of rally from a deficit. We jumped in front. It was back and forth. We thought we had maybe made a great response late in the game to get the lead in the 11th, I believe it was, only to have them turn right back around at the bottom of the inning and walk us off. So quite a blow, hard-fought game. I loved the fight and the kids in that particular ball game. We got contributions from numerous players up and down the lineup to rally back. I think we were down maybe 8-2 or something to that effect late and made a nice push. The Sunday game, we simply weren't up to task. You know, we went out there, and I thought we would be very responsive, because I thought the kids, even though we lost on Saturday, were still very engaged. And we were emotionally. We just didn't get it done physically. We competed hard. We just weren't able to figure Cooper Moore out. He had a good changeup working. We got on the other side of some of our key bullpen guys and weren't able to keep it tight as much as we needed to late. So tough weekend. It's never good to get swept. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling on the bus ride home. It's not a good feeling internally as a ball club, but it is one that happens from time to time. We've dealt with it throughout the years, and you know, as I told the kids, we had to respond quickly because we had the trip to Missouri State coming up, and sure enough, we got home late Sunday night, washed our clothes Monday morning, and boarded the bus to head over to Springfield Monday night.
Yeah, so not necessarily with strength of schedule, because I know you like to play a really tough schedule, even if it means some early season losses, but maybe just logistics of it. I mean, you've been to Houston, you've been to Globe Life, you stayed over for that Tuesday game against Texas State, you've been to Utah already, you've been to Springfield, Missouri, you've been to Lawrence, Kansas. I mean, this has been like a road warrior type team. No excuses, I'm not saying that, but would you do that again if you had a chance?
Well, you know, Casey, the interesting thing about the schedule every year is as you make it, you know, 2 or 3 years in advance, there's a rhythm to the schedule that seems to be similar from year to year, and that rhythm has typically been on the road early to get good weather.
Yeah.
Love to get home and play here at least twice before conference opens. I think that's ideal. The old Big 12, you only had 8 conference weekends, so you had weeks 5 and 6 of non-conference to still get ready for the conference. New Big 12, now it's a 30-game schedule. It goes over 10 weeks, so now starting in week 5, it's conference play. So you only have 4 preseason, you know, four pre-conference weekends. Obviously, we had 2 great tournaments that put us, you know, in great venues, drivable distances, things that are really healthy for the program, good for our fans, and good for the parents to be able to see us. You're trying to stay regional if you can, right, for a lot of reasons. 1, you go south, you get good weather. 2, there's a good density of quality ball clubs. And 3, the cost of travel and the benefit of playing in Texas has been good for us. It's a very reasonable trip, and it's a trip that, quite honestly, you can get home on a Sunday night a whole lot earlier than if you were to take a cross-country flight. So the rhythm of the schedule has been a couple on the road, a couple at home, and then conference play opens. Where you go and how your conference opens is dependent on the league schedule. We had the unique weekend with West Virginia where we obviously had bigger battles here in town with the Fires, but we did get 2 back-to-back weeks on the road, Utah and Lawrence. The regionalized baseball, if you look at it, the Oral Roberts games, the Missouri State games, the Wichita State games, the Oklahoma non-conference games, and then some of the games we've been able to add at midweek where ball clubs would come in and play us, right? Whether it's a team passing through Oklahoma en route of spring break or passing through en route for a weekend, that's year to year. But if you look at the rhythm of the schedule, you're going to go on the road at DBU, you're going to go to Springfield, you're going to go to these places because they're going to return the favor. Yeah. And that's the only way to have a good midweek dynamic. Those are affordable games for everyone, and the baseball is really good. Yeah. The fact that it's kind of all laid out together, sometimes that happens because by the time the conference schedule arrives and the midweek games have already been determined, you can't go back and alter it. So it's been a good challenge, that's for sure. But yeah, we're not sitting here pointing to those things at all. It's part of the schedule. Sure. It's part of the challenge and something that we're certainly up to. But I would say this year's schedule has been a great challenge. I wouldn't think it wasn't constructed differently, but it certainly provided those challenges. Good ball clubs. We're seeing some pretty good uptick in a couple of the teams on the schedule that have built their program since we previously scheduled them.
So let me kind of throw something out there that may be a little bit out in the weeds. Going back to football, you have the pass right there at the end against BYU. Football team doesn't really recover from that. Basketball, TCU hits the three-pointer right there at the end. Baseball, you have the walk-off from DBU, the walk-off home run from Kansas, and then the Sunday game that's kind of gets away from you. So do you worry a little bit about recovering from that type of gut punch, if you will?
Well, obviously in sports, there's moments that you want to win. We've been in some spots where, gosh, one play here or there could really change the way something finished and could change your confidence. I don't worry because I believe in our kids. I love the way they continue to fight and respond. Last night's game, we were one swing of the bat away from another great comeback, and I really thought that was going to happen. So we're putting ourselves in position. We just got to keep playing better baseball throughout all 9 innings. There's a lot of different things you can point to that can impact the final score. But the kids are competing hard. We strive to play better. We strive to coach better. I think when you look at it, you have to remove your emotion from the result and just focus on the execution of how to play better. When you're winning, that's easy to do because the emotions are positive. And when you're not getting the taste of winning, losing can be a poisonous. It can be a poisonous thing if you allow it to be. Nobody wants to win more than the kids, and nobody is more invested in the kids and the commitment to winning than the coaches. So you have to stay together. When you're challenged, you see what you're made of. We're certainly being challenged, but we're not backing down from it. And you got to stay the course. Like I said before, I don't have a playbook for every scenario because sometimes you go through things for the first time. But as you do, you continue to stay focused on your core values, and the kids are doing that. So could those momentum swings help you? They certainly could. Could they put you on your heels a little bit and be hard to overcome? Sure. But we have a choice to make. And we've made the choice to keep pushing forward and reinvent ourselves every day to be better. That's all I can ask of them. And hopefully those next moments you're talking about are in our favor and can be looked back as a springboard forward for our team.
So one thing that's really cool about this conference in every sport is it's just so balanced and so equal. Every game seems to be close, it's tight. So really you have to win on the margins. So the best way to win on the margins is to play complementary baseball, complementary football, whatever. So it just kind of seems like we go score and then we give up a run the next inning, or the other team scores and then maybe we strike out a couple times the next inning. So how do you get this team playing complementary baseball?
Well, there's a great relationship in baseball on all three sides, whether you're on the defensive side of the ball, whether it's the quality execution of the pitch or what the offense is creating. When you're in harmony and you're playing with a freedom, those seem to really find one another. When you're fighting hard, there's always a press on one side or the other. Someone comes out and is throwing a beautiful game, and the other guy on the other side's holding you down, and then the offense presses to try to create runs because you're pitching well, so we need to do something. Then you have a day where you score a few runs, but the other team makes a run at you, and then the pitching feels a press because now all of a sudden they're trying to hold down the fort. There's a rhythm to the team that when you got to win 5-4, you find a way to win 5-4. There's a day when you got to win 3-2, and you can find a way to win 3-2. So I think the complementary component you're speaking of is just a relaxation across the board. And I think sometimes when you are struggling to score runs, the pitching feels that, and they feel this, obligation to try to have to shut the other team out. And we know that's not the freedom you need to pitch with. And if you are giving up some runs and you look up and you're down 5-0, you feel this overreaction to trying to score. And we know you don't score best when you're trying to go for big innings, but rather being in a consistent mode to play good baseball. It's probably the biggest challenge we're facing right now is just getting back into good balance as a team and finding some rhythm.
Yeah.
That's just the truth of it. And you sense that a little bit amongst the kids. Someone wants so badly to go out and get a big hit. Someone wants so badly to go out and throw a shutout. And we just got to continue to stay within ourselves. It's a natural reaction. Sometimes it's a perfect storm. As a coach, you hate to ever see it because you know it's difficult to manage, but a little bit of a perfect storm. Yeah. Just a couple things here and a couple things there. But listen, as much as you can get restricted by that, I've also seen teams when they can get on the other side of it,
yes,
find some freedom too. So we just got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
There is no magic dust. You know, I've had some people say, well, try this. You know,
sure.
There are no gimmicks. You're in season. You're competing hard, playing good people. A lot of the people that we play, we've got history with. We always draw their best effort because that's the nature of our dynamic.
The ballpark does that too.
Sure. Yeah. So just got to keep going forward. I mean, I wouldn't sit here and ever try to claim anything other than striving for better performance, better concentration, better execution, all things that as a head coach you accept responsibility for.
So one last really difficult question here, and that is, you know, kind of as a parent, when you see your kids go through a time maybe like your team's going through now, which is a little bit of struggle, things aren't exactly going the way that you want them to. You kind of want to overprotect them a little bit, and you want to remove them from maybe some of that struggle in their mind and overprotect them a little bit. So how do you control that as a coach, that balance of, hey, sometimes it's better just to throw them in the deep end and make them learn how to swim, but that goes against what you want to do. Is that a balance for you that you have to fight?
Well, the focus every single day for our team and our players from the day they got here and from the day we recruited them was we're always going to treat them the best possible way we can. We're going to train them. We're going to feed them. We're going to care for them. We're going to look out for them because that's our commitment to them is serve them in a way that makes this place special. What goes on with the results of the games, good or bad, can't change what you're built on. Your core values and what you're committed to are your absolutes. Every day we come in here, we set a mindset to be the best. We strive to treat our kids with the absolute highest level of training, nutrition. So everything we're doing every day is built to chase excellence.
Yeah.
If results sway how you feel about yourself or make you change your willingness to take on that challenge, then you're missing the opportunity. And no, I don't fear trying to protect our guys. I don't fear other people wanting to do that. I know my commitment and our commitment to them is to do it right every single day. And there's going to be some days where there's going to be some loss in there that's hard to handle. There's going to be some days where there's some joy in there that's an awful lot of fun. And then some days it's just a little bit of both. But if you do stack day after day of failure or lack of result that you're seeking and you lose sight of growth that you're making, there's a natural protective gene that's in there for everyone. But I think it's the honest gene that's most important. And that's how we get through it. That's how we grow. And you have to look at things as a baseball team honestly. Are mistakes being made in certain junctures that are costing us, and how do you correct them? You can't just, sugarcoat that and disregard it. You have to deal with it head on and play better. Some of the mental mistakes that may emerge from time to time, you have to get to the root of the cause. How are we thinking? Are we thinking correctly? But, I've never been one as a parent to hover much. Never been afraid of a sporting result affecting my child in any way other than to learn. And I think as coaches, that's the same thing you feel for your players. The only difference as a coach is the responsibility for wins and losses. That's the difference in the two.
Yeah. So let's get on to something a little bit funner here. And anytime you're looking for a spark, you're looking for the next piece of positive momentum, you're looking for building blocks. What are the building blocks right now on this team?
Well, I've been really proud and pleased with some of the emerging contributions of guys that maybe early in the season. I think about Alex Conover.
Yeah.
He's brought a tremendous positive charge to the ball club. He was displaying a great team attitude early when he wasn't getting a lot of opportunities. He's fought his way into the lineup and done some great things. So love the kid. love the tools, love what he brings to our team, love what he represents. There's a lot of real positives about him. I love the stick-to-itness of our players, even the guys that maybe aren't getting the results they're looking for or what they expected.
Bo Sylvester comes to mind.
But they continue to work. Bo's been a nice. Bo's always been a guy that from the day he got here, and then last year through his injury, we had high hopes for, and know that he's got great talent. And but I just appreciate the way the kids keep pushing. There's no backing down. Are they frustrated? Sure. Do they want more? Sure. But you got to stay with it, and that tells you a lot about kids. So getting to share the field with them every single day, a lot of bus time together. A lot of meals, a lot of time yesterday, even in Springfield, just at a mall, killing time waiting for the game. Just appreciate the kids, and are there some sparks coming? Yeah, there are. I think back to even Ethan Lund getting in there last night. He's been a little bit slow to get 100% healthy. His upside excites me every time he pitches. The sky's the limit for him. He's going to be fantastic here. He's got a chance to be a really dynamic pitcher for us here, not only this year, but in years to come. So I like very much a number of things going on. And that's not just being optimistic, it's being realistic. Yeah. It's being able to identify talent, know what the kids are all about, and have to have some patience to grow alongside them as we work towards their potential. But yeah, certainly. I mean, if you're looking for some sparks, Brock Thompson showing some sparks. Yes. Braden Smith has shown some sparks. There's been all kinds of
Matthew Brown last night.
Sure, lots of examples. That, like I said, if you can remove yourself from the a little bit of the fog that losing a game causes, and put yourself back into the right mode and see the growth in the kids, you're moving in the right direction there. Just need some good results to kind of galvanize the feeling.
Haven't seen Gabe Davis in 4 or 5 games. Can you give us an update on him?
Yeah, Gabe's working his way back to full strength. A little bit of that early season, mid-season fatigue that can kind of set in the body sometimes. Hopefully get him 100% and get him back. He's a big part of this team.
Yes.
Definitely a guy that when you look at our base of talent is one of the most talented kids in this program and on this roster. So got to get the big guy back to feeling 100%. And when we do, kind of reinsert him into a key role to help us win some games.
So last message or last question here. You have K-State this weekend. Home sweet home. I'm sure you feel that way. No doubt about that. What is your message for the fans as we sit going into the K-State game?
Well, I hope you'll get out here and support us. Hopefully we get good cooperative weather. The field looks gorgeous. It should be a great environment for baseball. K-State, once again, is a very good team. I'll start to prepare for them tonight after you and I finish up. And continue to support your Cowboys. The players respond to that. They respond to their fans. They respond to the responsibility to perform for their fans. I think we've had great support to this point. I've had numerous wonderful supportive people that know when the team isn't winning or struggling a little bit, they step forward and support us. And I would just encourage people to do the same. And, I think one of the things that I've never lost sight of, because I think having gone to school here myself and played here, is an appreciation for what the kids do go through. But what they're doing and putting themselves out there for us, we need to support them because that's who we are. That's what we're built on here. I think Oklahoma State fans and Oklahoma State people in general have a loyalty and a purity about their support that is not just solely pending on results. We're bigger than that here. And the true fans and the people that we need most, they always seem to rise to the top at the time when the ball club needs them. So to all those great people out there, come out and support us, help us rise to the top a little bit at a time when we need you.
Josh Holliday, head baseball coach of Oklahoma State University. Thank you so much.
You bet.